Let's go to the next one. That one was Anthony. Let's go with Sindhu. Simi says, hi, I'm Sindhu, 3D artist specializing in prop and environment creation. I focus on delivering high-quality, detail-oriented assets with strong visual storytelling, particularly in cinematics. I'm skilled in modeling, texturing, and passionate about creating production-ready work for animation and visual media. Let's take a look. Okay, Simi, I understand your approach here, but I don't really see the quality. I am going to be very blunt here, very honest. This is not how we would do something like this, right? Like, I understand what you were going for. I like this sort of like cabin in the woods, but that like tileable texture on top of the rooftop, it's not gonna fly. The wood beams right there, those are not gonna fly. This is just not gonna work. I actually think the best model from this thing are the stones. I think the stones are the things that look the best, and texturing wise, they can definitely be improved a little bit more, but I don't think this is a really good piece right here. Then you did this Brihadishvarar temple, high poly to low poly bakes. This one looks a little bit better. I think we're going a little bit too heavy on the metal edgework again, and I am getting the impression that you're trying to pack everything in a single texture, like this thing right here. This is where we need to do a little bit more. Yeah, you can extract, you can submit works in progress. It's not ideal to have works in progress in your portfolio, in my opinion, but you could do it if you want to. So Simi, here's the thing. I think you know the pipeline, but I don't think you're applying it properly. So this type of assets right here, we don't do the traditional high poly, low poly bake. We do the high poly. We do a retopology to capture most of the details. Sometimes, yes, we use normal maps, but you're going to be having multiple UV sets, not just one. It seems like there's only one for everything right here. And this is where we use modular elements. So for instance, you just do one of these guys right here and duplicate it a bunch of times, which I'm not sure if it's what you did right here or not, because I can't really tell. This is where you used against like layered materials to like paint or create big assets. We're gonna do layer materials next week, guys. I think that's a topic that people have been like struggling with, especially in environment art. So I'm gonna explain how layer materials work inside of Unreal, so that you understand how we can cover big like pieces or big like ranges of surface for that. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see that video. Let's take a look at characters. Why did I pick Maya? Because that's what I was taught. Pretty much it. If I had been taught Blender, I would have been using Blender. If I had been taught like 3D Studio Max, I would be a Max user. I use Maya because that's what I was taught. Yeah, so topology has some issues, like way too many loops here, some like way too many lines over here. Form has some issues as well, like the character. It's not that bad, but there are a couple of things there that can be improved. I like the fact that you know like your anatomy, like you know where the muscles are. It's just that it's not like flowing or blending nicely. This is probably one of the most common issues that I see in terms of like anatomy with arms. I used to struggle with this quite a bit, so I understand the struggle, but it's this muscles right here, guys. Here, let me explain this. This muscles right here on the outside part of the arm, these muscles are called the extensors. They're going to extend the fingers, right? They're going to do this. These muscles right here are called the flexors. This is where the flexors are going to be. This is where the extensors are going to be. And they both go to the arm. That's again, that's fine. But on top of the extensors, there's going to be two main muscles, the extensor carpi radialis longus and the brachioradialis. Okay, there's actually an extensor carpi radialis brevis as well. So this bundle of muscles is actually going to insert itself higher up, closer to the midsection of the arm. And they're going to be going here and rolling to the front part of the arm. These are used to do this thing right here, which is called the pronation and the supination. And they change the silhouette of the arm. So when you see the silhouette of the arm, you don't want both of the apexes of these muscles, the extensors and the flexors, to be in the same place. This ones, because of this group of muscles, will be pushed further up. And you're going to have an imbalance there on the arm. So the arm, again, should be starting like a little bit higher, right around here, and the apex is going to be a little bit higher than the apex from this lower portion right here. It's a tricky thing. It's definitely a tricky thing, but it's important. Okay, so learn anatomy, use it, and make your characters look better, of course. So Simi, this one's way better. Congrats on this one. Nice, yeah. But here's the thing. This is the thing, and this is so risky. Oh man, I was getting excited. I thought we had this leap in learning. You use character creator, right? And there's nothing wrong with using character creator. It's fine. It's just character creator is gonna solve a lot of things for you. It's kind of like a crutch, right? So if you don't know how to do this and you go into a studio or in a production where they don't have access to character creator, what are you gonna do, right? So you don't want to depend on a tool. You can use the tools. Tools are fine. We use tools all the time, but you don't want to depend on a tool. You want to be able to figure out how to do this. Like I'm gonna like one of the questions that I have is, where did you do this hair? Was this hair part of character creator? Because this looks very, very, very professional, and it's a very harsh contrast to what I saw on this character right here. So it almost looks like this character was done either by someone else, or if you use like a lot of presets and a lot of tools, which again, it's fine for production, but you don't want to be an artist that depends so much on a tool that if you don't have the tool, you're not going to be able to do it. Okay? Hope that helps.